Master has returned! Silas, you have earned your place at the table.
Lord Megatron, I am honored.
Knockout's dissection table.
Breakdown would be tickled.
No, Lord Megatron. Why?
Because Damocles was the best you had to offer, and it is no more. The human factor did indeed tip the scales in favor of my enemies. He will be a fascinating case for study.
I will leave no fiber or fiber optic unexamined.
No! Megatron! I'm here to serve you! No!
Right. Welcome back, everybody. We are back to Megatron Draws. Not on Sunday. On Sunday, we're doing another Monday stream because I wasn't feeling very well yesterday morning. I was kind of still getting over a really bad headache. But surprisingly enough, I started feeling better right around Macany 90 stream. Like, no jokes. Well, it's mostly because I took my medicine by then. So. And because I couldn't really go to the stores on Christmas Day, so it's kind of left with a massive headache for an entire day. So, but I'm better now. So we are going to be coloring up Riddler, and tomorrow we'll be doing the Ventriloquist and Scarface, which probably won't take long. So we could probably just color something else because I still have to work on that bubblegum for Macany 90. So I might just end up coloring that if I finish early for the Ventriloquist and Scarface stream. But speaking of Ventriloquist and Scarface, we got a poll up. So if, like, as always, we got Ventriloquist, we got Mad Hatter, we got Victor Zez, and Professor Pig on the list. And obviously, I actually kind of had to, now a quick thing, I kind of had to redraw this or kind of fix this up here. I had this like little dark shadow here because I just realized that originally the hairline wasn't really matching up with the cap, and it looked a little off to me, so I kind of had to add this in last minute. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna have to once I get to coloring it, I'll make it make sense. So it's gonna be a little bit darker on the edges here, just to make it a better, more natural transition there. So obviously, like usual, we'll be starting with the skin tones. I usually start off with a E00. So then I kind of work. I guess it kind of depends on the skin tones, but usually start with a medium color, then use the lights, and then darks. It's kind of how I work with the skin tones when I color them with Copic. So. And I see Victor Zaz is already taking the lead in the poll there. Although he'd probably in a fight he'd probably win out of all of them. So yeah. So this Riddler is kind of based off of both the animated series design and a little bit of the Jim Lee Batman Hush design from that book. So, which you can kind of tell in the mask and a little bit, but also the suit's very much like animated series inspired. So yeah, and this was obviously requested by Minority Home, which is kind of what jump-started this idea to kind of go around the horn of my friends, just like ask around like for like villain suggestions for the Batman month. So yeah, which I just can't not say no to Minority Home. So most of the time. Yeah. So yeah. Plus, it's the Riddler, so I don't think I've ever drawn the Riddler before. I might have drawn him once, but yeah. So I've been wanting to draw him for a little while, anyways. So. Okay. So obviously, I usually like follow like the ink lines when I do things. Kind of, it just creates a more natural sort of look to the skin tones. So yeah. Just gotta get the neck going. Or like that. Okay, good. Don't remember if he had like a turtleneck or something like that. Hold on. All right. And then just the wrist here, just a little part of the wrist is showing here. So. Okay, pull out the EO1. For those interested in which colors I'm using, just gonna. Although, the more I think about it, the more this one that kind of looks like the Riddler from the Telltale series. Like in the face, it kind of looks a little similar to that version. Which wasn't necessarily a bad Riddler take. A little too much of an edge. I like the Riddler being a bit more, more younger and stuff like that, you know. But it was an interesting take. But I prefer the more like the animated series take on the Riddler. And Telltale games are pretty good. It was okay, but they did a lot of like weird things with some of the lore. So, especially in season 2, they did some really weird stuff. But season 1 was okay for the most part. It's definitely a lot of fun to play. So. No way I'm letting Zez beat Scarface. Hey, Grumpy, how you doing, man? Yeah, I never really like. I don't know. So yeah, but it does kind of like remind me of that Riddler when I look at it. All right, let's grab E000. Just kind of blend the two colors together. Okay. Also, he had a weird design in the Batman cartoon. I don't know. He looked like a hippie. I always prefer the more calm and collected Riddler, in the animated series. I always found that to be more intimidating when someone's like always calm and stuff like that, and he's just intelligent and stuff like that. And just doesn't have to. He doesn't like have to rely on his brute force to like defeat you because he just outsmarts you. Always like that in a lot of villains, like characters like Thrawn or something like that. Like, always appeal to me the most. Not going. Obviously, a bit darker here since there's going to be heavy shadows. Haven't really decided what I'm going to do for the background yet. I think I'm just going to go for like a nice like. I was thinking like a green like glow around him, but then it kind of fades into like a nice purple in the background, like on the sides here. But we'll see. Or maybe just keep it all purple, or I don't know. Because then I'd have like, then I could have like little like green like question marks like popping up here and there. But we'll get to it when we get to it. So let's grab the E02. Just added a little bit of a darker shade to certain areas, like the ears. No, it always coming. They used to draw the Riddler to look like an evil Hal. Always drove me nuts. So yeah, it kind of does look a little bit like Hal Jordan a little bit because they both have brown hair and stuff. So. All right, let's grab. Oh wait, neck. Probably added a little bit too much detail to the neck, but well. Should have held off on the pull-ups there. It's like he hasn't shaved in a while. No problem, man. But they're from. Yeah, it's weird. It was a weird design for the character. I'm not sure. Although, to be fair, the Batman had a lot of really off design. Like Bane looked ridiculous. Like he's like this big red monster or something like that. Bane's a big luchador. That's what he is. Like a big red turd monster. Whatever the fuck that was. Well, Kraken had a decent design. Kraken was okay. But Joker looked a little weird to me. Let's see. Well, Catwoman was okay. She had an okay design. Penguin too. Harley was okay. I do like that they actually brought in like Black Mask in that show. That was kind of cool. Although they didn't really do Two-Face, which kind of surprised me because Two-Face is like one of the more popular characters. I don't know why he wasn't involved. Alright, I think it does it for the skin tones at least. It's a solid look for him. Okay. Just make sure. Hold on. I'm gonna give it a reference. I was just using the animated series just to kind of make sure which colors are supposed to go where. But yeah, I think I'm gonna move on to the hair. Just get it done right now, and then look at the main sort of greens going. It's pretty good. Start with the light E31 brown, or it's kind of like a beige type color. Let's use darker brown for the eyebrows. It's kind of like a reddish sort of brown like hairstyle going on there. So we'll go with this. Yeah. All right. Let's get the E25 maybe. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So in case you missed it, Grumpy, I'm using kind of going for the brownish red that he had in the animated series. It's kind of for his hair. Yeah. It's not quite. Yeah, it's kind of like an auburn sort of look to him. Just blend them together. Okay. Yeah. Got dark. Yeah, we'll get some copper mixed in there, just for like the darker areas. Mainly for the eyebrows. They should be a little bit darker. I'll say the leprechaun a little bit. Actually, the Riddler kind of does resemble kind of the leprechaun in a way. All right. Got the browns figured out. We'll probably add, yeah, let's add darker. Let's grab a darker potentially. E37. Yeah, it should be good. Just kind of want to have a shadow cast down from the hat here, so now we'll worry about that once we get our gray tones going. All right, let's put these guys away for now so that we can work on the main portion of the greens. our guy here. So I put up all my greens because I haven't decided which ones I want to use yet. So just kind of going, probably going to do something similar to like the animated series, the green on his costume there. So it's like it's kind of like a darker sort of green. So let's grab that. Look at that one. Yeah. There we go. Trade 13. Trade 17 might be a better option. Nope. Never mind. Yeah, so we don't want wide. Yeah, we don't want the yellow greens. We want more just a we want more just the greens. So start with G05 for those interested. Because I think I'm going to be using the YG or the yellow green Copics for like the if I go ahead and do the background the way I said I would. So I kind of want the greens kind of stand out, you know. So that's kind of my thought process behind that. All right, let's go to starting with sort of the flaps here. Then I'll work on the arms and such. Obviously, it should all be green or colored in because there wouldn't be really much light shining down on. Because all the cane and the arms would kind of block that out. So shadows and stuff. So solid green. Yes, purple gloves. So we'll leave those. Purple gloves, mask, and symbol. So yeah. Trying to think. I don't think this suit would have a whole lot of white sort of reflections because it's kind of I always kind of saw it as kind of like a green like tuxedo, so it probably wouldn't have that much of a shine to it. It's kind of just like a light sort of texturing here going on. You know, wouldn't like shine like the way spandex does, for instance. You know. So it's always important to keep in mind like the real world, like like fabrics and stuff like that. It's really important to kind of learn those things or see how light reflects off of it and how much it reflects off of it. That's why I like the older paper I was using, the 7x10s. A lot smaller, so I didn't make it as clunky as it is now. Which I'm hoping the new marker case I got fixes that problem, because I just have not a whole lot of room here. I also need a new desk, which I've been bitching about for months. But the problem is that IKEA doesn't. Well, the one I've been looking at, is always out of stock. So I'm just like, fuck off. It's not even like a complicated one of those complicated desks. It's all like fancy and shit. It's like it's just a normal fucking desk, and it's hard to find for some reason. How do you guys not have this? It's a simple desk for my room here. It's always out of stock. I don't like paying extra for shipping. It's like if I can just go to the store and get it. Because we do have one where we live, so it's just like that way. But the hat's going to be green. At least from the animated series, it was green. So there might have been some version of the Riddler where his hat was purple, but I'm going green with a purple question mark on it, like right here. So. Although I guess some artists kind of color them or do them differently. I always prefer the animated series where he has a suit and everything. Just always like that more calm demeanor for the character. Just makes him more scary, in my opinion. You know, someone who's unfazed by physical. He's not someone who you can be his ass. Batman can whoop his ass easily, but it's like sometimes, but he can give him a hard time with intellectually, with his intelligence and stuff like that, and the way he tricks him with his puzzles and whatnot. So it always made him a very fascinating villain for Batman. And which I'm not really all that optimistic about his soon-to-be portrayal in the new Batman movie. I'm just not really a fan of that design. I understand it's kind of a early stages Riddler, but it's like I kind of would have liked to see more something a little bit closer to home, like kind of like the Arkham Origins Riddler, because it wasn't like he wasn't full. I mean, he was kind of like in the shadow that whole game, like. But you could tell, you could still see like resemblance of what the Joker or what Riddler was going to be. Instead of wearing like this garbage bag mask or whatever the fuck that was, with goggles and stuff. It's like I understand he's probably like trying to cover his tracks or whatever, but it's just like it doesn't really seem like the Riddler to me. Like he's not really someone who like gets his hands dirty, Or I always kind of see him as some behind the scenes type of villain, The guy from the shadows, all the smarting people. Yeah, exactly. That's yeah, he's a puzzler. I mean, he will kill. Obviously, he's not like above killing by any means. He's a villain, but it's just like I never really liked him more. I liked him more one who kind of is kind of like the Riddler from the Arkham games is kind of a good balance of that. Although that Riddler fucking pissed me off so much in those games. So fucking annoying. All those stupid fucking I wish that the Riddler had a bigger role in those games, other than just being like an annoying puzzle character you have to kind of encounter a lot. Let's see. How's his buttons work? Let's make them purple. So I'll just go around them. like the Riddler. The whole point of the Riddler is he's trying to prove himself smarter than everyone else. That's the whole point of this character. He's very much a narcissistic character. Yeah, I was not really a big fan of that take on Batman as well. I've kind of gone over it before, but I'm just not really into the more brutal takes on the character. It just kind of cheapens his character a bit. I mean, Batman's prone to use brutal methods in terms of the actual fighting, but it's like he won't But like I think that some stories make him go too far in some areas where he shouldn't. Because the whole point of Batman is he's a detective. That's him at his core is a detective, and he's all about restoring order and Gotham. That's kind of like the whole point of what a detective does. They restore boundaries, they restore order in a corrupt, chaotic world. Essentially, and you can't do that if you're an unhinged lunatic running around just beating up people to make yourself feel better. That's not helping the world. That's not what a detective does. He doesn't do things because it benefits him, and it does it because it benefits the rest of the world and the people he's trying to protect and stuff. So that's not what I'm really seeing from the Batman trailer. And we've kind of heard they're going to be making him a lot more conflicted and stuff like that, which have very mixed feelings about, because I have no idea what that's going to mean. Or it's like some of the ideas that I've heard from Matt Reeves is kind of like turning me off a lot, recent days. So Gotham, the actor's good, but what he played was not the Riddler. Highly annoyed, but yeah. Hey Chris, how you doing, man? A background comment reminds me of Tony Longstero. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I actually liked most of the actors in the Gotham show. I think everyone played the role pretty well. It's just not really. I kind of said this before, like multiple times, but I always kind of thought it was kind of a mistake to have all these villains. It was always a big mistake to have all these villains like so early on in Batman's life, and have them like freaking old. It's like they're all gonna be old farts when Batman like shows up. It's like Riddler's gonna be an old man in a wheelchair by the time Batman like is all finished his training and stuff like that. Well, not by then, but you know what I mean. It's just like it's like I don't know. It's never really. I felt like it's just way too early for me. For like characters like the Riddler, Joker, Two-Face to come up. And the age range is kind of off. Like some characters I can kind of buy being a lot older than Batman. Like, obviously, like Penguin I think works being a lot older than Batman, but like Riddler and Two-Face should be about the same age as Batman. And same thing that the Joker should be about the same age. Although I think that he was kind of around the same ballpark when they brought him in. I don't really know much about Karate Kid, so wasn't really into the Legion of Superheroes, but hi, Riot Kitty. How you doing? Matt Reeves is cool, but his ideas about lore aren't. Yeah. Like his whole idea made Batman like a lot more kind of insane. Like I heard like something about like he's gonna make him as bad, or he's gonna have Batman thinking he's like as bad as like the criminals he's fighting. It's just like no, like Batman's not like worse than the criminals. Like he's not. But the whole point of Batman is he's supposed to be better than them. He's supposed to be the exact opposite of what the criminals are. Because the criminals, the whole point of the character is all about this. It's like, all these. It's all about how the villains like sort of treat their traumas. How they go about you know, go about life after the traumas and stuff like that, and they always end up choosing the wrong way. Like Two-Face, Two-Face could have easily, like if you think about Two-Face, he could have gone and tried to fix himself, tried to, make himself a better person, but but after his accident, he chose to become a criminal. But when Batman lost his parents, he didn't become a criminal. He became someone who could, help people and protect people and make sure no one else goes through what he went through. Like, that's a very positive mentality to have in a corrupt city like Gotham, So no, Batman's not supposed to be worse than the criminals. He's supposed to be he's supposed to be better than them in that way, in the way he handles his pain and handles his loss and whatnot. No interest in the new Batman movie. I have a lot of reservations. I'm not really a fan of Batman having like this hobo suit and hobo Batcave. And hobo Batmobile. It's just like, I mean, I understand this is like, it's like supposed to be like year 2 or something like that, but it's just like in year 1, Batman had already a fairly decent bat suit that was, more solid, like looked more like a more presentable bat suit than what Matt Reeves is coming up with here. I just really hate the armored bat suits. I really do. It just kind of takes away from who that character is. There's multiple reasons why he doesn't wear, like he shouldn't wear it, because in the lore and in like just it looks aesthetically better. Aesthetically it looks better when there's no like armor on it. But also in lore he wears the the leather or the tights or whatever you want to call it. He wears that because it makes him faster, and he believes that if he's slowed down even a little bit by like an armored suit or something like that, an innocent person could be killed, and so that's why he doesn't wear all this junk on him, like in the Dark Knight, like in the Matt Reeves film. So and not just that, it kind of takes away from the creature of the night like sort of persona he's trying to evoke. Fictional cartoon character. Gosh, there's so many of them. Like, are we just talking about like well, I guess it would be Batman from Batman the Animated Series, but I mean, there's like so many great characters in animation. Like I can give you a list of my favorite like Transformers and stuff like that. There's countless. Like, I love Optimus Prime, I love Megatron, I love Shockwave, Soundwave, Starscream, Ironhide. I love all the Autobots and Decepticons and stuff. Like, and there's very few D1 like Transformers characters I dislike. I mean, mostly, at least in terms of season 1 and 2 and the movie. But like, aside from those, I like the Ninja Turtles. I like. It's hard to, when there's so many in like a certain genre, it's like so hard to like pick just one, Favorite Batsuit? Definitely the animated series and Neil Adams Batsuit. That's my go-to Batman's. I just really love the blue on the Batsuit, and that's one of the things I really liked about the animated series. Is they had sort of he had a black cape and a black cowl, but he had like the blue highlights whenever he was out in Gotham or something like that. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, those are my favorite Batsuits. I like the yellow symbol. I like the I like the ears to be long because that's the whole point. The whole point of the character is he's supposed to be evoking this creature of the night persona. He's not supposed to and so that's why I don't like when they have him make his like ears like really really short. It's like in the BVS movie. This is like supposed to have longer ears. He's a bat. And sometimes you can. I mean, some are drawn a little bit ridiculous, but they should be. I think the Keaton bats got a pretty good length for the ears. So yeah, I also like the Keaton batsuit. The Keaton batsuit's pretty good. It almost actually was given the gray suit treatment, but I guess it just didn't really work for the art style they were going for that movie. Yeah, I really love the Neil Adams bat suit. Like I just really love the blue on the bat suit. Because colors can actually tell you a lot about a character, more than you might think. Blue represents stability. It represents someone who has a true blue heart, a true blue hero, and that's kind of like who Batman is. He's always been a true blue hero. It's just more recent days where they kind of want to give Batman more of an edge, more emotional issues, more mental issues, and stuff like that. Just doesn't really work for me. I always prefer the more in control, stable version of the character who isn't like unhinged or anything like that, like what Frank Miller tried to do for the character. Yeah, I like Kevin Porter's suit. I didn't really like the one he had in the Easy fan film, but like normal, like in the City of Scars, that was a pretty good bat suit. I'm guessing they didn't really do the yellow oval because they had their own sort of brand for the bat symbol, but and B, I think they kind of just want to avoid like any sort of copyright by any means, so they kind of did their own bat symbol. But I don't really know a whole lot about like fan film like copyright laws or whatever, so I wouldn't really be the expert on that. I say the most accurate is actually the Keaton suit because it's the most because like yellow is also a very important color on the bat suit, and I think that and I think that the Keaton suit evokes that sort of creature of the night persona a little bit more than Batfleck's, even though Batfleck was the first one to actually have the gray and stuff like that. I think that it was a little, I don't know, but I feel like it didn't portray the creature of the night persona that Batman's supposed to evoke with, as well as the Keaton suit did, because it. Because it didn't, and also like a very longer cape is also very because like the cape on the Batfleck suit was a little bit small. It's a little bit not as big or not as pronounced as it should be. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a rubbered suit type of thing. So it's kind of armored, but it emphasizes his muscles a lot more, which kind of helps give it that sort of creature of the night persona he's trying to evoke in himself. Because he's just wearing a big suit of armor, it kind of takes away from that. But if he's wearing like something that emphasizes his body a little bit more, that kind of evokes that a bit more. It kind of helps in that way. I'm gonna have fun with the whiteout. That area. The guys who created the awesome fan film Revenge of the Mask would be a great choice. Ooh, I need to see that one. I tried looking for the Red Hood fan film or series or whatever. I couldn't remember because I haven't really watched a whole lot when I looked through it just because I haven't really had the time for it, but because I couldn't find the name or to the one that I think it might have been a different channel that you were referencing there. So, yeah. Was it this channel? Was it the channel that's called like the channel is just called Red Hood Fan Series? Is that the series you were talking about last week or something? Because I think that might have been the one I just hadn't really. I think it said something like the guy's name was Ian, who was like the director of it. I wasn't sure if that was his channel name or not. Have to look that up later because I really do want to see that. Let's see. gosh, some of the fan films are just way better than like a lot of the live action movies did. Like, sometimes the fans just do it better. Yeah. If anything, you can at least respect like the thought behind it, the love and care they tried to put into it. You can definitely tell like a lot of these people like really do care about it and love the characters and stuff like that. Okay, it is that one. Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure because you said Ian something was like the director's name or something like that, but I couldn't like find that. But the problem was I couldn't really find the channel name for that, so I wasn't sure if it was like in a series or whatever. And I forgot to use the other shade of green. Hold on. There we go. Make sure that kind of works. Yeah, it seems to be, looks pretty good. At least from the thumbnail images, like it seems like the costumes look really good. Okay, yeah. So that. Okay, yeah. Now I get it. Yeah, just making sure. So I was right. All right, so I have something to watch tonight, though. That isn't gonna make me want to tear my hair out. All right, let's get a lighter shade going. Not that one. Not that one. Let's see. That one might be better. Yeah. There we go. Much better. Gotcha. All right, awesome. They got okay. So seems like they got Tim right. That's good. It's more than what can be said for WB right now or DC. Gosh, I really fucking hate DC right now. Just the treatment of these classic characters is just fucking obnoxious and stupid. It's like way to take one of the most iconic Robin, like easily the best Robin of all time. Like he had the best run. He was the best one as Robin. He filled that the role perfectly. I mean, Dick Grayson was a great Robin, obviously, but I think he's a better character when he's Nightwing and stuff. So. And obviously, Jason Todd works best as Red Hood. And then Dwayne Wayne, he shouldn't have been born. All right, let's get the suit going. So obviously we don't want to have any white like highlights because there wouldn't really be that much of a shine to it. Hey Chunk, how you doing, man? Hail Teabag King, exactly. Hold on.
No further questions.
Your Honor, can I say something?
You may.
Those people, ones that put down people like...
Teabagged.
I want you to know that I do it all again. This is a circus, all right? It's a charade, it's an act. There's bullshit about how crazy I am. I ain't crazy. I'm not crazy, okay? I know what I did. I know who I am. and I do not need your help. I'm smack dab in the middle of my right goddamn mind, and any scumbag, any lowlife, any
camping
piece of shit that I
teabag
did it because I liked
Order.
it. Hell, I loved it. I'm sitting here, I'm just itching. I'm itching to do it again. And you think what? You think you're gonna send me to a nut house? Some doctor, they're gonna get me to stop from doing what I want to do? Well, that ain't happening. Not on my watch. You people, you call me
the teabag king, the big dick teabag king.
Here I am. You want it?
Remove the witness.
I am the teabag king.
I'm right here. You want it? I'll give it to you. And anybody who came here today, hear me whine, hear me beg, hear me kiss my ass. You hear me? I'm guilty. I plead, Judge. I'm guilty. You hear me? I'm guilty.
I'll teabag every one of them. I'll teabag every single one.
All right. I love that video. I'm proud of myself for that one. Oh, there's the one I was looking for. There we go. Yeah, that'd be cool if they did like a Batgirl, Cassandra King, Stephanie Brown, like a fan film. That'd be really cool because they actually did team up a lot in the comics, cast and stuff. So that'd make a really cool team up book or a series if the characters are done right. Teabag them all, yeah, exactly. Fuck them. Fuck those campers. Tim Drake recently is getting the shirt. Yeah. Yeah, I fucking hate DC, man. They just treat their characters like fucking dog shit, and they wonder why they don't fucking sell. It's like, maybe if you actually fucking respected the characters and the fans, you might actually make a buck here. I mean, he's been getting the short end of the stick since the New 52, when they basically told us, yeah, everything he did as Robin doesn't mean shit now because he's been Red Robin this whole time. It's like, okay, nice, thanks, yeah. Just ignore all that whole entire that Robin run that was amazing by Chuck Dixon and all them. Like, yeah, just ignore that, guys. Yeah, it never happened. It's like, thanks, DC. Not just that, like, replaced him with the worst possible fucking Robin they can imagine, Damian Wayne's punk ass. He's an asshole to everybody. You know, he's not likable in any way. Everything Robin shouldn't be. He shouldn't be this dark, angsty brat. You know, he should be a lot more. He should be light and optimistic and hopeful. That's who Robin is, and that's what Dick Grayson. That's what Tim Drake all exhibited when they were Robin. The whole point of their dynamic, you know, they're a dynamic duo for a reason because they both, one's dark, one's light. It's very simple. The yin and yang. Oh, that was from The Punisher. I kind of edited the video. It had Megatron's face on it. It was from not from the Punisher. It was from Daredevil season 2. It was the courtroom scene with the Punisher in that. Which, speaking of characters who are getting the short end of the stick, the Punisher's new logo looks kind of wild, doesn't it? It's like, why are they trying to fucking make the Punisher like a softie? What? They're trying to change the Punisher. It's like, whatever. I have no idea what they're fucking doing anymore. Kind of King was butchered in the rebirth. Batman and Robin gave her a new bastard. Oh, yeah. How different was it? Like, this at least hit the same beats, but I mean, I wouldn't be really interested because I'm already, I was already very invested in her story in the pre-52 timeline, so I didn't really, it was nice that they brought it back, but at the same time, it's just like bittersweet, because it's like I don't want this new version. I want the original version story continued. I'll see where that character goes. That's the Cassandra Cain that I grew up with. That's what I knew. I have not seen the 1988 Punisher movie, but I have seen the Thomas Jane Punisher movie, and I really like that one. I also really like the fan film that they did, the Dirty Laundry one. That one was really cool. And actually, Thomas Jane was in it. He came back for it, which was kind of really, really cool. And I think Ron Perlman had like a cameo in that, so that was really cool. Let's make this button darker. Okay, yeah. I saw bits and pieces of the 2008 movie, the Warzone movie, but it was just way too cheesy for me. I just couldn't get through it. But yeah, I love the Thomas Jane Punisher movie. That one was really good. Cheesy, but in the best ways possible. I'm not really the biggest Marvel guy, so I never really read a whole lot of Punisher. I've always been more of a DC guy, so I never really read the Marvel stuff. I've only seen him like in the movies and stuff like that, so I wouldn't really be the best guy in terms of knowledge on the character. So. But I'm definitely open for suggestions on what to read for Punisher. Preferably older stuff, because I've heard Punisher's been a bit not as Punisher-like in recent days. I actually really like the Justice by Alex Ross. I like that one. But I also really liked Tornado's Wind by, I can't remember what it was called or who it was by. I can't remember the guy's name, but I like that one. Okay, yeah, I love Alex Ross, man. His stuff's just like fucking amazing. I'd love to see like Alex Ross take on like Transformers or something. I'd love to see his take on like Optimus Prime or Megatron or something. That'd be really cool to see. Yeah. Okay. Let's get the hack going. I don't think anyone is. I don't think anyone is a Damian Wayne fan. Robin artist. Ooh. I can't remember the name, but I like the guy who. Let's see. Oh, there's a lot of great artists. I like the one who drew him in the Chuck Dixon days. I mean, for a while, Tim didn't really have a good artist, but eventually he got like a really, really solid artist, you know. See, all my Robin books are upstairs. I can't really grab them all. Well, I have some down here, but I like George Perez. I like Marv Wolfman. I like them all. They've done some really good work on DC. Actually, just a couple. When did I get it? I don't remember when I got it, but I got the George Perez run of Wonder Woman, or at least the first volume. I need to find this first volume before I read it, because I'm the kind of person that has to read in order. I like to skip around, you know, so otherwise I get confused. So I still gotta find the first volume of the trade I got. That one. So. But I absolutely love like George Perez's art style for superheroes and stuff. I think he nails it. You know, he really nails what superheroes should look like and should be. I have been. I think it's like I got it from the Justice League when DC was doing their. What was it called? They had like little, like those like loot crates type things. They had their own version of that, and I got I got two of them. I got the Justice League one, and I got the Green Lantern one. And the Justice League one came with I think it's like a bandana or something like that, a Wonder Woman one. And it had George Perez Wonder Woman on it, so it was really cool. but it's up somewhere. I just have to grab it. Maybe I'll show it later after the stream. It's kind of cool. And it also came with a Action Comics #1. What's it called? Towel, which I don't really use because I kind of feel I don't feel comfortable rubbing my nuts on Superman's face. I'm just like, no, I don't feel comfortable with that, so I just hang it up. I just have it hanging somewhere in my room. So it's like I just couldn't. I respect Superman too much. I respect that character so much. I'm not gonna put my naked body on that towel and degrade it. But I like Steam. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think I heard that he was a little better in the Super Sons run in the comics in Rebirth, but yeah, I never was really a big fan of it in the comics, so, or in the animated movies they were doing. His work on Titans, yeah, I love his. Yeah, he did a really good job with the Titans as well. I think because I can learn how to talk. Oh yeah, so here I'll grab the trade of that. Hold on. All right. Room's a bit of a mess because I've been cleaning, but it was in Silent Night, or at least the trade paperback version of this. See if I can find it. So, but it wasn't like, because like some people like think that she's been mute this whole time. It's like for the longest time. It's like she's only, I think it's right here. Yeah. So this is when she first begins to talk. I think around here. But she basically meets this psychic kid. And hold on, it's a little bit further. Yeah, right here. This is where she's. So this is where she's kind of like starting to like form words and stuff like that in her mind, and that's how she was able to, translate that to her normal speak and stuff like that. Because it was kind of like a mental block in her head, and she meets this psychic kid who has like psychic powers and stuff like that. So he ends up like restoring her ability to, like right here and stuff like that. So. Yeah, it's pretty early on in her book, in her run, actually, when she gets her ability to speak, not necessarily back, but just kind of, because she was kind of raised to not like interact with people in that way, Like she was born to study the mind or study the body, Like her language is, violence. Her language is physical, So yeah, it was from the Silent. So if you I think that they should have the Silent Night in most bookstores and most comic book stores in paperback form. Victoria Grace, ooh, I have to look her up. Then you keep mentioning her, so I'm just like, maybe she would be. Yeah, I kind of imagine a little bit of like a Raven type voice, but like something like very quiet, but also kind of soft at the same time. So maybe like something like Tara Strong possibly could do a decent Cassandra Cain. I'm not the most don't really know the most actors, so I wouldn't really know. But I'm sure there's like plenty of actors. Like maybe the person who played what's her name? The character in Alita Battle Angel. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Cassandra Cain. Like she looked a lot because her design is like very similar to her, like her hairstyle and everything. Maybe something like that could be. Maybe she could play a decent Cassandra Cain. Yeah. All right. Okay. I think I need a darker. We'll use the grays for that, but I think that's pretty much going to be doing it for the green on Riddler here. Let's get the purple going. Let's grab some. Let's see. No. Yeah, we use this one. And maybe this guy. Then you have to look at my reference. And a condor. Ooh. I'll have to look her up then. So the purple parts are the symbol on the hat, gloves, and the mask. So we'll start with the mask. But yeah, so in the comic, basically Cassandra Cain meets this like psychic kid, and he kind of, he's able to tell that Cassandra Cain isn't really. I guess it's hard to explain because it's kind of like a mental block in her brain, where she can't really form words in that way. I mean, I think that when she was first introduced, she could say like a couple words. Like I think she could say like yes, no, and what or something like that, but. And always kind of created like some like really funny scenes in between her and Barbara Gordon, where like Barbara's just like trying to get her to talk and stuff like that. Thanks, Grumpy. I appreciate that. Saya Kuroki in television. Ooh, okay. It's really a shame that I cancel. I never watched that. Gosh, there's so many shows I have not watched. All right, let's get this glove going. Okay. Yeah. All right. Here, get some water. Should all be colored in because shadows. Okay. I have not. I've never read that. I think the fluorescent purple, whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, that's a good color for there. This is one of like the newer colors that they probably put out. The fluorescent one, or yeah. I can't remember what kind of color eyes he has. I think he has blue eyes, doesn't he? Hold on. Fuck. I can't remember. Nah, we'll figure it out later. Favorite Asian Marvel character? Ooh. Maybe the Mandarin. I like the Mandarin. Wasn't really a fan of the way they portrayed him in the Marvel movie, but yeah. I was like, yeah. Well, they basically just made him like an actor or something like that in the movie. Just kind of, what's going on here? It's like he's supposed to be like a Joker level villain for Iron Man. You just made him a fucking joke. It's like, what's going on here? It's like, it's the dumbest thing ever. Which I'm not really. I wouldn't really consider myself a Mandarin like expert or anything. I'm not really the biggest Marvel guy, obviously, but from my understanding, he was like one of the he was like a racial ghoul like level like type of villain for obviously very similar to racial, which that'd be a really cool death battle actually, racial ghoul versus the Mandarin. But yeah, it's like when you take a villain that important to like a character's history and stuff like that, it's just like imagine like the first like the Joker was just an actor the whole time in like Dark Knight or something like that. That'd be stupid. Very stupid. Yeah. I'll look this up real quick. You know, look up the eye color on Riddler here. Hold on. I think he has blue eyes, but I'm not too sure. Oh. Okay. Wait. Okay. Why is it difficult? All right. Yahoo's trash. Yeah, I have read the Killing Joke. I like it. I think that'd probably be one of my favorite Joker stories. Also like Death in the Family. Yeah, that's a really good one with the Joker in it. Yeah, there's a bunch. There's a bunch of really good. The Man Who Laughs is great. I also love a lot of the episodes he was in the animated series. He's like animated series Riddler Joker just cracks me the fuck up though. Just cracks me up. He's just fucking hilarious. Oh, to be honest, I actually really like to watch the Killing Joke, the motion comic series movie they did a while ago. I like that one the most. Or at least that's how I like to read it. I think that one was just really well done. The acting was really good in it. Yeah. Any other lighter color? Look at this guy. Need a bit of a. Let's try this guy. Actually, that might work. Yeah. Yeah, Psylocke is definitely good. What? They made Punisher Asian? What? Okay. All right. Eye color. Okay, yeah, it's green eye. Never mind. All right. Problem solved. They're making him Asian now? I don't understand that. Yeah, I wasn't really. I never really saw the Killing Joke as his definitive origin. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense for it to be his definitive origin, but I never really liked when they give Joker one. I always like the mystery behind it, kind of like Wolverine and stuff like that. Like, but I definitely prefer if Joker is going to have an origin, I think that the Killing Joke is the best one. But I normally prefer him to have a mysterious backstory. So that's kind of been the point of the character. You're not supposed to really know where the Joker came from. And to me, that makes him more scary, more interesting of a character. Not that one. Let's go with this guy. Yeah, because the guys that work at Marvel hate the Punisher. Yeah, for some reason they hate the Punisher, even though he's a great character. I understand why. All I hate. But whatever. Fuck them. Fuck Marvel. Call me Marvel. Or commie comics. That's all they are now. All right. Let's see. Okay, that should be. Should darken some areas here. Okay, let's kind of want to make the purple a little more vibrant. Or let me just look at the reference. It's kind of a lighter purple actually, so I might just this one might be better. Yeah, that's not working. Let's go. Let's try that. Yeah, might be a good one. Need to darken some areas here. Yeah, I don't know what to do with them because of the guy, Marvel. Yeah. Let's kind of tie it all in. Yeah, I think that would look good. There we go. See a Disney comic book series featuring. Ooh, that'd be cool. I actually like their chemistry a little bit. They had a fun interaction when they kind of dated for a little bit, but didn't really go anywhere with it. I don't remember. He just ended up being just friends. Honestly, I'm not a fan of certain characters like the Joker, the Wolverine, and yeah, a lot of villains should be kept a mystery. You know, a lot of characters in general should be. There shouldn't really be a definitive answer. It kind of takes away the mystery, what makes the character really interesting. Sometimes it's having a mysterious background. Like Larfleeze is actually kind of like that from Green Lantern. He's not someone who, he's someone who doesn't really 100% know where he came from because he's so old and so, because he's like millions of years old. So even he himself doesn't even know how old he is. Gosh, I need to do Larfleeze. I need to do more I need to do some Green Lantern characters at some point because I really love drawing Green Lantern and stuff like that. Yeah, Atrocitus and whatnot. All right, that should do it for the purple on the costume for now. I think that's a. Let me just touch up the palm here. But yeah, let's get the cane going. Let's get that Riddler cane going. Let's got my yellows. Yeah, I think they could work. Definitely work. Bushido. No. Maybe we could do Supergirl or Batgirl, Superboy one. We could do that one day. I'm actually working on a Barbara Gordon and Supergirl at the moment. Actually, I kind of showed it off a little bit on Mackie stream a little bit. I was kind of working on that. At least the rough pencils are done. I just didn't have the energy to do inks last night. So. But I kind of got a good feel for the pencils on that one. So, yeah. Oh, gosh. Okay. Y11. There we go. All right. And I think this more. Nice. I was never really into Thundercats, so I don't really have a favorite character. Even made some pretty good time actually. It's only 4 o'clock. We start at what, 3:15, so it's almost 5 actually. So. Gotcha. I might have heard it somewhere. I just can't really put my tongue on it right now. But yeah, I should do it for the cane. Let's get the grays going on the tie. Or actually, no, we use the neutral grays for the main like suit here, and then we'll and the undershirt, and then we'll use the cool grays for the white elements. Just kind of give it a bit of a different sort of shading to it. So I'll just use this. Yeah, I'll just use the N6. Gotcha. I was always more of a Ninja Turtles, Transformers guy, looking to the 80s cartoons. So mostly Transformers, though. I'm also a little bit of Turtles, but it's more recently where I've started really getting back into it. So I watched the movies when I was younger, and I watched like the 2007 one, which it was okay movie. I had a lot of problems with it. Like I think that I didn't really like Leo in that movie. I thought he was kind of an asshole. He's kind of because like the whole movie is all about like Raph, like kind of going on his own, doing his thing, and then it's just like he's like bitching at Raph for going and being a vigilante and stuff like that, even though he was doing the exact same thing when he was like overseas. I was just like, motherfucker, you were out doing your thing, and now you're just mad, and now you're mad that Raph's doing the same thing. It's like, okay. Yeah, that was the day I became a Raph guy. I was like, motherfucker, he's just going out fighting crime. Chill out. But I kind of wish that movie got a sequel, though. I actually really enjoyed that movie. I still do. Even though I didn't really care for the villains. Just didn't really feel like what a Ninja Turtles villain should have been, like this God of War type character or something like that. I don't know. Seemed a little out of place. But then again, I'm not necessarily a TMNT aficionado, so yeah. Yeah, I do too. I think that there's a lot they could have done differently, but I feel like they nailed the turtles and their personality and whatnot pretty well. Just the story itself was just kind of meh. I'll just go all black in some areas here. Yeah. They look sharper. Sometimes it's just better to just go all black in certain areas. Just makes it look nicer. Like this area. I'll keep this a little bit gray, but I'll keep this all black. Here. It's kind of like well, it's not really the same sort of idea, but when they did Green Lantern, or when Ethan Van Sciver did Green Lantern, he actually kind of did something really cool with the suit, where it's like he took all the black elements, because when it was originally colored, or the way they used to color Hal Jordan, is that there would always be like muscle lines and stuff like that on the black parts of the suit, but it always looked kind of ugly, because gray and black aren't really good. Gray and green aren't really good colors that contrast very well together. And so Ethan came up with the idea that since the suit's all made of green, it's just like, or out of energy, it makes more sense for it to be all black, because it would just be a projection of just pure energy. It wouldn't, so like light wouldn't really reflect off of it, the way spandex does, because it's not a spandex suit. It's because the suit's made of energy, So I always thought it was a really cool way of approaching that. I like some of the New 52 Green Lantern. I didn't really like that they made Sinestro a Green Lantern for a bit. That was kind of off. But I liked Hal Jordan's run for the most part. It was kind of cool. I haven't read enough of the Green Lantern Corps run, but I heard that one was pretty decent. New Guardians started off okay. I like the concept. I like the idea of like a team of like a superior team where it's all like one lantern from each corps. That was really cool concept, but they kind of didn't really do a whole lot with that, because they kind of went off and did their own thing afterwards. They didn't really become an official team. Which could have been really cool. It could have been a really cool storyline. You had like one member from each corps. Like you had Saint Walker, you had Monk from the Indigo Lanterns, you had Arkillo from Yellow, you had Bleeze from the Red Lanterns, and what's her name? Fatality. She was kind of she's kind of been like a non-against relationship with Jon Stewart. I have not read the New 52 run of Birds of Prey, but I probably wouldn't like it because Barbara Gordon's not Barbara Gordon, because Barbara Gordon's supposed to be in a wheelchair. That's the way she is supposed to be. Horrible. That's who she is when she's at her best. All right, let's use a cool gray tie here. But yeah, like the New Guardians run of Green Lantern kind of went off the rails afterward, where they had a love triangle between Kyle and Hal and Carol. I was just like, no, Carol should be with Hal. That's how it should always be. I don't like when they try to mess with that idea. I mean, like, some flirting here and there is fine, whatever. But like, flirting with some ideas is fine. Like when they kind of flirted with the idea of Batman and Lois, like in the World's Finest episodes of the animated series. But the creators knew, like, yeah, no, it's Lois and Clark. It's just kind of a fun little idea. What's going on there, but. But the idea that she kind of fell out of love for Hal at one point or something, that just doesn't really make sense to me. It's just like, oh, now I love Kyle. It's just like, motherfucker. Okay. I don't know. Never liked that. Yeah. Barbara's definitely a way better. Like, she's just such an interesting character as Oracle. She had a really good story going on for her. I just love the relationship she had with the other Batgirls. When they took over for her as they came and stuff. It was made for really interesting dynamics and stuff. Tidy up that up later. All right, eyes. We need some light green for the eyes. So. Obviously, I kind of leave the eyes sort of empty most of the time, especially for like larger drawings like this. I usually like to have the freedom to do what I want with the eyes with my colors before I add all the little details here and then the pupil and the highlights and whatnot. Let's get darker actually. Let's go. Yeah, I meant that the band. Yeah, obviously, yeah, that too. When they had Clark and Diana be a thing, that was just stupid. I never liked that at all. It was designed to be. Yeah, I really hate when they try to deconstruct it all. All right. So, background time. I haven't really decided yet, but I think we'll just go with. So I have some ideas for what I'm going to do for it. I kind of want to have a nice, little faded, into green to purple type of thing going on. So here, let's grab some of the colors. Actually, maybe. I'm not too sure how it'll work. But... Nah, don't want any bluish color. Just want a nice. No. I think I need some more YGs. I think I need more of those. But since I don't, I'll have to work with it. So. Okay, let's do this. I remember being kind of a dick, honestly. I remember him being. I heard he's a bit of a dick in the New 52, which, I mean, he is a dick, but not that kind of dick. I just I didn't read a whole lot of the New 52. Just from everything I was hearing and everything that, just conceptually, just did not like the idea of. I just could not get into it. Never liked when they made him Agent Grayson for a bit. That was kind of stupid. Hey, Mads. How you doing? All right. All right. Yeah. I don't know what they were doing. I don't understand it. Never liked anything they did in New 52. Well, not everything, but there were some decent books here and there, but I just never really liked the feel of the New 52. Just never really didn't really feel like the DC universe anymore. Shit. Yeah, on the camera it's showing up in really bright. With what? Not as bright. So it appears in person. So yeah, it's looking a little crazy on camera though. All right, so we need a lighter purple to kind of fade into. Oof, let's die on me. Hold on, let's try this guy. Yeah, I get a good fit. Okay. All right. A version of a shootout name. Okay. This one's dying on me too. Fuck this pen. All dying on me. Need to read those. Hold on. Nope. Might have to use this one. Can you not? I'll start from the corners. I'll move into the greens there. We cannot see. Hold on. There we go. Really need a overhead setup going on here. Things a lot easier. For Batman comic book series, I really like Nightfall. But you know what? not very many people liked it, but I like the war games. I like war games. I like Year One. I like Under the Red Hood. I mean, I kind of like the movie version of Red Hood. Red Hood a bit more than the comic version, actually. I do not like New 52 Wonder Woman at all. I don't like the changes they made to her. Just didn't really like the way they made her a warrior first, diplomat second. Like that's not really Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is a peacemaker first and warrior second. That's usually always been. But they kind of embraced more of the warrior aspect of her, and I kind of just don't really like that. I like more. Can you not? I liked it when they focused more on her compassionate side, more so than her, abilities as a warrior. And kind of, it's kind of giving us this newer Wonder Woman is kind of a mix of that, which I'm not really the biggest fan of. I'm more of a, kind of like more of a George Perez era Wonder Woman fan. Also, didn't like that they made it Zeus as her biological father. I was like, no, stupid. So she's supposed to be built. She's not. No, she's supposed to be born or not born, but given life through the gods, like when she's sculpted from clay and stuff like that. I think it was Aphrodite. Originally, I think it was Aphrodite, but then I think in George Perez's run, they made it so that it was all the goddesses or whatever that brought her to life. Either way, I like that version better. Definitely Susan Eisenberg. I really loved her portrayal, and actually I got to meet her in person actually when she came around to my neck of the woods for a convention. I actually have her autograph sitting up top behind me. So, not that I'm trying to play favorites or anything like that, but I really loved her portrayal of Wonder Woman. She's very, she had this very, authoritarian, very, kind and compassionate voice, but also very, authoritative, and commanding, but also very exotic in a sense, There's a really nice voice to her. I think it's probably the best voice, I'd say. Yeah. Well, there have been some good voices over the years, but I think that's my favorite. I like the person who voiced her in. I think it was Lucy Lawless. I think voiced her in the New Frontier movie that they did, based off of Darwin Cook's work, which I love Darwin Cook. So, yeah. She's a very sweet woman in person as well. She's a very, very nice person. All right. Yeah. So. All right. Let's get a lighter shade going so we can blend these two colors into the green. Or maybe like a pinkish color. I think that'd look better. Yeah, I really like Lucy Lawless. She could probably play her in live action, honestly. Never really liked Gal Gadot in the role. I just never really felt like she was. She doesn't really feel like Wonder Woman to me. And I always found her kind of to be very wooden as an actress. But she's very beautiful, but I just didn't really think she really carried. Like I really feel like Chris Pine really kind of carried that film a little bit once he started coming in because I just couldn't like I just found her to be very wooden in that movie. Acting wise, at least. Granted, she's not as boring as, let's say, Brie Larson, but yeah. God, that'd be so cool if they got the dream cast would have really been to have Michael Keaton, Christopher Reeves, Linda Carter, and what was his name? The guy who played Flash, the original Flash TV show. That'd be fucking awesome if they got all of them together. They just wouldn't. That would just be the perfect DC movie, the superhero movie. And just getting the very best actors who play these characters. At least I think. I think that. Gosh, I cannot fucking remember his name. The guy who played him. He played Jay Garrick too when he came back as Flash. Can't remember names. John Wesley Shipp. Thank you, Grumpy. Yeah. John Wesley Shipp, that'd be fucking awesome if they got all those guys. But sadly, we no longer have Chris Reeves, so. All right. Let's get. I don't really feel in this background, honestly. Okay. Maybe if I make this side a little bit darker. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That'll make this a little bit better. Yeah, I never liked Grant Gustin as the Barry. He just never really. I don't know. He just seemed a little too wimpy for me. I always kind of saw Barry as being a bit more masculine than that. Nice. Yeah, that'd be so cool. Movie that I wish got made. I really wish that George Miller's Justice League Mortal was made. I've read the script, or at least I think that there's some parts that need to be fixed up, but for the most part, it was a pretty solid movie. It could have led to a lot of things. DC, obviously the main problem I had was the way they were portraying Batman in the story. But if they're to change up some of the things they were doing with Batman, I think it would have been a really solid foundation to start off like a DC cinematic universe on. Maybe. I mean, he was okay as Flash. Just didn't really have the build. I just didn't really think he had the build for Flash. Yeah, I mean, some of the costumes could have used some work because I saw some of the designs. Some that could have used a little bit more work, but I really love the Flash's story in that storyline, though. I really like the way they were handling the Flash and his world and in that script that they were working on for the movie. It would have been pretty. One thing I would have changed Jon Stewart to Hal Jordan because I think it would make more sense because, I don't know, not. Well, I think everyone here might have already read the script, but in the script, it's very unlikely that it will be continued. But Barry Allen basically dies in the story, and it kind of ends with him. Ends with Wally kind of taking out the mantle. And so I think that would make more sense to have Hal Jordan there because because he's the Barry's best friend, so it would make more sense to have Hal in that mix there. So that's the only thing. So those are kind of things I would change. But like, it was a really interesting story. Like they were using the Omax. They were using. There was going to be like a reference to like Starro at some point, I think. Like there's a lot of cool things. Like the idea for like Superman under mind control, and there's supposed to be like a really cool like fight between Green Lantern and Superman. They're supposed to go underwater at some point with Aquaman. It sounded like really, really cool stuff they were going for. But I think Talia was in the movie, yeah, because Talia was working with Maxwell Lord at the time. But like everyone in that script was the characters from the comic books for the most part. That was like one of the things I liked about it. They weren't just trying to reinvent like Superman or something like that for a new generation or whatever. Like, it's like they were just letting the characters be the characters. And that's when these movies like succeed the best. I feel like is you saw that with like the Sonic movie, where they truly where they decided to actually appease the fans and it made them money, as a result. Because they showed the respect to the fan base and the fans paid it back. So, yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it was still a cool concept that they were going for, like having like a giant like Superman like like I think at one point like in the script that there's going to be like a Superman like construct of himself like fighting Superman. Like that would have been freaking. Just the idea alone just like makes me really wish that George Miller like got a hold of the DC cinematic universe, like because he had just had a really solid idea for what superheroes could be like in the live action. Like, I would love to see like George Miller take on like a Superman or a Flash movie. Not John Byrne. What's his name? Brad Bird. Yeah, I'd love to see him do like a Superman movie. Sam Raimi. Oh, like someone like those guys should have been like the heads of the DC cinematic universe. Honestly, I think those guys really understand how to tell a really solid like superhero story. Zack Snyder, personally, he's fine. I guess he's kind of a dick. Films, his movies suck. At least the ones I've seen. I can't really comment on all the films we've seen because I've never seen Sucker Punch or 300 or what was it, the zombie movie he did. But I mean, I liked Watchmen. All right, I'll give him that. I liked Watchmen, but I did not like Man of Steel. I did not like BVS. I did not even bother seeing the Snyder Cut. So those are my thoughts on Zack Snyder. did not agree with anything of the decisions they made with Superman and Man of Steel. I just really despise that movie. It's just not at all Superman to me. I mean, obviously, it was based more on the New 52 version of the character, but yeah, like I don't know. I just found this movies to be very dark and nihilistic. I just didn't really see that. That's not really the whole point of DC heroes. It's not really the world they're supposed to live in. They're meant to be more aspirational and hopeful. That's what I did not get from or see from any of his movies. So, I mean, Watchmen worked because it kind of flowed with his style, with his sensibilities for what superheroes should be or whatever. But everything else just doesn't really work. Like, I don't think even Batman works for his style. Because Batman, is a hopeful character. He is even though he lives in a dark world, he still has a lot of hope and optimism. He wouldn't be doing the things he does if he didn't have hope. If he didn't have a positive outlook, or so. But obviously, that version, borrowed heavily from Frank Miller's when they did BVS. So. Ooh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I enjoyed Watchmen. Mostly because it was very much it was a very heavy adaptation of that comic, so it worked. If Zack Snyder did like a Punisher movie, I think that would work. But like something like Batman or like I guess he could. I mean, he could do anti-heroes, but I don't think he should be really doing the superheroes. I believe in keeping those characters more pure and whatnot. I don't believe in muddying them up. Like that's not really the purpose that they're meant to serve. Okay. Let's see who's anyone's live. Actually, just want to see what's happening. Just gonna check Twitter real quick because I don't like missing some. Because there's some streamers I don't like to miss. So. Okay, let's check real quick. I don't think anyone else is live. Okay. Favorite voice actor for Nightwing? Ooh. There's been a lot of... I like the guy from Young Justice. But I also like the animated series. I like... what's his name? I think Neil Patrick Harris did a good job in the Under the Red Hood movie. Oop. Troy Baker was okay in Injustice. Injustice. And then... No, I'm not really feeling the background. I think I'm going to go all purple. I might just do that. Skip the green. Or no, let's keep going. Let's try it. If it doesn't work out, we'll just go all purple. Just trying to, I just want a nice, like, light, sort of like a small, like, sort of glow here. I just need a nice. So if the transition from purple to green doesn't really work out, we'll just kind of switch gears here, and we'll. Just something else is that I think green's like a light color, so it's easy to kind of fix. Like a darker purple. Yeah, I love Lauren Lester as Robin, Nightwing. Yeah, he was okay. Yeah, I think he was a better Robin than he was a better Nightwing, I find. Maybe he'd be a better. I think maybe he would have been a better like Tim Drake. I think that might have been a better fit. Oh, I have not seen Brave from the Bulls. I wouldn't really know. At least not enough to be an expert on it. Mm. How do you go? Here, let's try it. Just trying to think here. Oh, hey, Jacob. How you doing, man? Didn't see you coming in. No, bro. No worry. We're still kind of going. I'm still trying to figure out the back end here. So I don't really. Yeah, I think we'll just go all purple for it. Just gonna ditch the whole green glow effect. Because purple and green are not really complementary colors, or at least it's not really hard. It's really kind of hard to create a nice fade with it. It's not a combination I'm used to, so I think we'll just go all dark purple this way. If I do like it's just kind of making it make sense here. That's kind of the issue. You know, I think all purple would be a much more sharper look anyways. They could have like little... I don't know. I don't know. Still thinking about it. Oh, fuck you, bud. Pens are falling on me. Okay. Ooh, yeah, Josh Keaton would be a pretty good Robin or Nightwing. I think that would have been. I think that would have been a really good fit. All right, I'll just go all purple then. Yeah, I think that'll look a lot better. Just go all dark purple. And then we'll just add like we'll use the unit balls or whatever to. Here, let's do this. Go all the way. All the way with the purple. Let's do that. Not really still kind of learning my colors here. So. Always learning as an artist. Always learning. Sure, I guess. I'm not really the most knowledgeable on it, so. But if it's a good book, then yeah, sure. Bring it back. Because anything's better than what we got now. What's your favorite video game? Ooh, I liked Arkham Origins. It was a pretty good game. I had some problems with it. I think it was a little bit too early on for Batman to meet certain villains. I didn't like that. Like, for example, like Bane, Deathstroke, and Lady Shiva, I think were a little bit too early on for Batman to be facing because logically speaking, like he should have gotten his ass kicked by Deathstroke in that game. He should have gotten beaten by Shiva in that game. Granted, Lady Shiva wasn't necessarily trying to fight Batman. She was kind of like more like testing him, but at the same time, it's just like, it just seems a little too early on for Batman to really be fighting a lot of these villains. But overall, I enjoyed most of the story. I was kind of bummed out by it at first when I first played through it, mostly because I was kind of hoping for. Because the game kind of sets up like Deathstroke and like Black Man. At least the first trailer kind of established those two as being kind of the main sort of villains of the game. So I mean that could have been kind of cool, but my favorite video game, probably Arkham City. Yeah, I'd probably say Arkham City. Or, you know what? Maybe Transformers Fall of Cybertron or War for Cybertron, one of those games. I love those games so much. So Yeah, she was introduced way too early on as well in the timeline. So. There's no real mention of her in like the later games like Arkham Knight, which I think that didn't Rocksteady say that it wasn't necessarily canon to the games, like the Rocksteady games and the Montreal ones were like canon. I don't know. So I heard that there's a lot of like continuity. I think there's like supposed to be like a bunch of continuity errors between the games or something. I don't know. I have not played any of the Street Fighter games. I've never really been. I'm not really the biggest fighting games fan. I like more open world games and like I guess like first person shooter games or third person, whatever. Although I wouldn't really consider myself an avid gamer necessarily. I just kind of play whatever. I used to play Overwatch for a little bit actually when that game. I think I started in like 2016. I think I started like in 2017, 2018. Played that for a while, but it kind of got boring after a while because they didn't really do a whole lot with like the events and stuff like that. Like they kind of just did the same thing every year, so it kind of got boring after a while. And then like at the very least they changed things up, you know. Well, I liked some of the archived events like that they did when they actually got into some of the lore and some of the stories and stuff like that. That was kind of cool. Like the main problem I have with the game really is like there's no real story mode aside from those story missions that they had during the events because it's like when you first introduced to Overwatch in the game, like it's a very story heavy game, like and character focused game or like sort of world. I mean, like because when you watch the Overwatch, like the animated shorts, they're like really amazing, but it's just like you don't get to explore that story in the actual game. It's just kind of background knowledge on the characters and stuff in the game. So it's like I actually want to learn more about these characters. It's like, but I think that's what they're doing with the Overwatch 2 is that they're kind of going to be exploring the story, but I don't know, the recent stuff where they kind of change like McCree's name and stuff like that it's kind of a tells me there might be some woke agenda stuff in it. It's definitely got my spider senses tingling. I've never played Tekken. I think I played a little bit of Mortal Kombat, but it was a long time ago. And I played a little bit of the Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, but I kind of got my ass kicked, so I stopped playing. it's like I'm just dog shit. I'm like not for real. I'm like just dog shit at like fighting games. Like I always have to play in easy mode because I'm so fucking bad at it. it's like I don't know. It's not really in my skill set to like learn different moves like and stuff like that. Like the way I don't know. I just end up button mashing. That's all I end up doing. Yeah. To be fair, I'm not really good at most games, anyways. I don't know. I'm average. I'd say I'm average. But I used to play Call of Duty a lot of times with my older brother. Or I never really played online. I just kind of played with him. Like we like play split screen and stuff like that. I get my ass kicked every day, but it was fun. I always liked playing zombies with him. It was always cool too. I haven't played any of the Mortal Kombat games. I'm not really the biggest Mortal Kombat fan either. Never been much into that storyline or whatever. But there's like a lot of like guest characters in that newer one of those games. Where it's like you had like Terminator in one of them. Like I think there's like a Joker's one of the games. All right. So now we need a darker shade. We need our BV25. Nope. That's nope. So we're gonna make this sap a little bit more darker because it's kind of like make it sort of like look like a sort of like a shadow behind him or something going on. Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm okay with it. Background's usually my my kryptonite when I'm drawing, because you don't want to make it too detailed. Otherwise, it kind of, especially for like a more of a character focused piece, you don't want it to be too distracting to the viewer. I think I'll start using some grays actually for the shadow here. That'll be a better way to go about things. But yeah, I'm kind of cautiously optimistic about the new Overwatch game, at least the story wise. But I do like the characters and stuff. I like the world. I like the art style. I like the overall feel of the game. I like the more inspirational, hopeful themes. Which I kind of think is lacking in most superhero stories nowadays. But it's 2021, so it could go to shit very easily. So, but I'm hoping not. I guess I only know many of the characters, so I guess Scorpion or Sub-Zero. Let's go with the obvious ones. Is that not really the biggest fan? I guess. What's your name? Sonya. I'll go with Sonya. She's fine. Yeah, I used to play Overwatch all the time. It's kind of I used to. Well, the character I mained the most was Widowmaker, actually. Because I think she was my favorite character in the storyline. I think she had the most interesting backstory and whatnot. But I also liked her ability because she could actually like kill someone with one shot and stuff like that. I was like, oh, well, why don't I just learn that character? Because it's like if I kill him in one shot, that's all I need. Yeah. Because a lot of the characters, it takes a little bit. It's not because most of the characters in the game aren't like one shot characters. I usually play, and when I play like first person shooters, especially, I'm usually playing very aggressive. So, and that's kind of why I never really played as many snipers before. But like with Widowmaker, you can actually play a lot more aggressive with your character depending on how you. Well, I guess it kind of depends on the map too. Sometimes, because sometimes the map is not really beneficial for the character. You know, like mostly like maps that are like tight quarters for her. It's not really. I mean, you can make it work sometimes depending on their team comp, but yeah, I played Hanzo a little bit. I was just more. I just feel more comfortable with Widowmaker as my main go-to like hit scan sniper character. Also played a lot of Reaper. I played D.Va for a pretty long time actually. I got pretty good with Pharah. Let's because Pharah is pretty easy to learn. Because I mean, she's pretty good. She's pretty easy to fucking get good at. Anyways, it's like all I have to do is fly around and blow people up. Well, the problem is when they have and like most people don't know how to play as Widowmaker anyways, or any of the hit scans. I mean, Soldier 76 is probably like the go-to like character for like people who are like come from a FPS background, but like because like hit scans are like kind of the ones that you want to use to get rid of a Pharah, and but like a lot of people, yeah. But that's kind of like one of the problems with the game is like you get teammates who wouldn't really pick the characters they're supposed to pick, you know. You'd always like pick something that didn't really work against the enemy's team comp or whatever. See, I also played a lot of Mercy. I played a little bit of Mercy. I actually got to meet the voice actor for voice actresses for both D.Va and Mercy at a convention a while ago. So that was pretty cool. They're both very nice ladies. So. I also play a little bit of McCree. I kind of started off with Tracer because that's kind of like, but then I kind of actually I played a lot of Roadhog. I started playing a lot more Roadhog and a little bit more recently. Roadhog's a lot of fun because you can sometimes like hook people off the fucking map. It's like just to watch them fall to their death is fucking hilarious. It's like bye. It's even more satisfying when you get the enemy's Roadhog. I actually used to play a lot of Symmetra, actually, even though she's kind of like the character most people kind of hate. But I actually liked playing as her because you could actually... Well, back in the day, there was actually back before they updated her or whatever, she could actually like teleport her teammates. Like the way her teleporter worked is kind of different to how it works now, but you used to be able to like spawn a teleporter and then it would take you from the spawn base to wherever you placed it in the map. And sometimes if you're an asshole like me, you could set up the portal like right near a fucking edge and then just watch your teammates fall to their deaths when they spawn. It's like but I guess they got tired of. I guess Blizzard got kind of tired of the trolling, so they kind of put a stop to that, I guess. But it's like, fuck on, this shit just fucking cracks me up, though. Just watching as a character just like runs right out and just falls to death. It's just fucking funny. It's like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, that's why I never made it past gold rank and competitive. So I'm a very big. I like to troll my teammates a lot when I play video games. So I am the worst teammate you could possibly have. Like I will literally screw us over in a game if it means I can fuck with someone on my team. But yeah. But hopefully the new game is actually a lot better. Yeah. Hopefully, because they're going to be focusing more story based, which will be a lot of fun. Okay. All right. Let's get more of the 25 going. Actually, get this side. Yeah, I like Genji. He's a cool character. Actually, I have a really nice print I actually got from a convention of the character. Yeah, I actually like that storyline between them. It's a really interesting story there. So, which I'm guessing will be expanded upon a bit more in the upcoming game. Kurt Russell would have been a great choice to play Batman back in the 90s. Ooh, maybe. Maybe. Maybe we should do some Overwatch characters, maybe. I actually used to draw them all the time when I was into that game. I used to draw Widowmaker and like Mercy all the time. I think those are my two probably my favorite characters in the story. I actually really like Mercy as a character. I always thought she was like kind of fun. Liked her personality. You know. Not too sure I have one. Like I said, I don't play a whole lot of games, so I've never really played any samurai type games, but yeah, I've seen the gameplay for some of for Ghost of Tsushima. I never played it myself though, but no, it looks cool. Like a really cool game. Because I've mostly been focusing on my art this past couple of years, so I haven't really had the I can't. I just don't have the time for getting invested in so many different games, you know. I'm kind of the stick with one game for a while type of guy. You know, just play one game for a bit and then. But I am interested in the new Gotham Knights game. I'm probably gonna get that. And I'll make it, and it'd be even better if it has crossplay, so I can play it with some of my buddies on here. I'm probably gonna become a Tim Drake main until they add Cassandra Cain to roster. Because I really want to play as Cassandra Cain in a video game. Let's use this guy. Add a bit more vibrance to this purple. And we should be good to move on from there. Yeah, I can already imagine it being a fucking hell of a... I really wish that War for Cyberpunk was still able. You could still play that online. That'd been, gosh, the friends I knew now, like that'd be fucking a fun game to play together. Because the War for Cyberpunk campaign, you can actually play as multiple characters, and you can play online and stuff like that in co-op. But Activision and that has real kind of broke off ties or whatever, so they can't really do anything. And so you can still play the story mode, but you can't play like online. They kind of close up the servers and stuff like that. So, which is a bummer because the online game modes were fucking awesome in that game. It was really. That was the only game I was actually good at. Especially Fall of Cybertron. I was like whooping all the ass in the game. I love like the escalation modes for both games. Although the War for Cybertron one is definitely fucking way harder to play because it's like if you get into, especially if you get into a max match like really like late into the game, you're gonna get fucking wrecked like immediately because as the waves go, like you get more enemies, more powerful enemies, like you get the big motherfuckers, and then if you're not and you're just gonna be stuck with like the weak ass guns, you're not gonna get all the good guns at the start. So, but those games are a lot of fun. Gotcha. Yeah, I heard really good things about Ghost of Tsushima. Just haven't really played it myself. Was it a PS4 exclusive? I can't remember if it was or not. I can't remember if it was a PS4 exclusive because I only have an Xbox and I am not in the market for a PS4 PlayStation at the moment. So, well, I wish I was because I really want to play that Spider-Man game, but gosh, why do they have to make it exclusive? It's like I just want to play. No love for Xbox, apparently. No love. Granted, it is Sony, so it's like, yeah. Whatever. So I want to play Spider-Man, though. All right. I'm going to darken the hair a bit. It's going browns. Darken brown. No, I'm darking some areas up with the skin. The EO. EO, there we go. Just some of the eyes. Should be a little bit darker in some areas here. All right, I think I need a brown to kind of blend that stuff in. Let's get this. Yeah, if I just touch it up with the pens, I think that should be good. Yeah. Let's see. Let's flip the green a little bit. Make that gray. Just add a bit more of a green tint to the gray here. That's yeah, it's much better. Actually, I think I should add a little shadow for the cane here. That just a minute. green situated. All right. Nope, not this one. 6 will be good here. All right, I think that does it basically for the. This area could be touched up a bit. Don't want to be too much gray, you know. Probably should use a darker green, but whatever. Do this guy. Actually, I'll keep it here. There we go. That's much better. Time is it? 6:17. Holy shit, we've been going for a while now. All right. All right, we'll just fix up the grays here, and then we'll kind of wrap it up now. I'll just go ahead afterwards, after streaming, kind of touch it up off camera, and we'll get the. And tomorrow we'll probably put up the. Actually, no, tomorrow I have to do the ventriloquist quest stream, so I'll probably just end up doing the time lapse on Wednesday. Yeah, for both of them. So. Go over all the grays, and then we should be able to head off for the night. I'm going for about 3 hours now. Holy shit. All right. Touch up the hat, and then we will call it a night. Let's get this guy. There we go. All right, I think that does it for tonight's stream. Obviously, I'm gonna go back and touch up the greens, touch up the obviously add the little details here and there, but it's starting to get a little bit later because I have some stuff I want to do. So yeah, thanks for watching. Oh, and let's do the poll while we're at it. And the Mad Hatter won, so it's really cool. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, everybody. Yeah, obviously, if you saw at the beginning, tomorrow we'll be doing here the ventriloquist versus Scarface, which I'll pull out right here. So yeah, we'll be working on this one tomorrow, which will probably not be I'm kind of debating in my head because originally the idea was to actually make this like a very like black and white sort of noir look, but I'm kind of having second thoughts about that, maybe going all color, or more muted colors. We could try that instead. But yeah, we're gonna be doing the ventriloquist and Scarface tomorrow, and then maybe because this one won't take very long, so we'll probably do something. We could probably well, if it doesn't take too long, if we're done, we could probably draw something else on stream. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the Riddler, obviously, and yeah, and then on the so tomorrow's ventriloquist, and then on the 30th will be the Mr. Freeze draw stream. So that's gonna be very cool stream there. So yeah, thanks for joining me, everybody. Chris, Grumpy, Jacob, Mads, Riot. Let's see. Just make sure I get everybody. Make sure everybody is mentioned before I pack her in. All right, it's everybody. So yeah, let's find I think we should end it off on drunk. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll do drunk Decepticons. All right. So yes, thanks for watching me, everybody. I'll probably post the final colors, final version of it on Twitter a little bit later. So if you follow me there, the links in the description for all my social media stuff. So yeah, let's get that. Let's get that clip going. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow for the ventriloquist and Scarface.
Decepticons, a toast to the imminent destruction of the accursed Autobots.
Boy, these are good.
This stuff's the greatest. Those were the good old days back on Cybertron. Didn't have to sneak around in these ugly-ass disguises. Ghetto Cybertron, land of the metal moon. Decepticons!
Optimus Prime's gonna kick your ass!
I'm going to beat the shit out of Optimus Prime, and then I'll do the same to you, Bumblebee!
Bumblebee? I'm not Bumblebee. You're not gonna beat the shit out of anyone today.
Oh yeah?
You're yesterday's model, Megatron, ready for the scrapping.
Oh, I've never heard that one before, Prime. Got any new material?
Junk. That's what you are. Junk.
Still doing the same set, I see. Optimus Prime! Well, Prime, that's big talk from a robot that can't even fly.
Oh, yeah?
Do you need to borrow a rocket pack? Thundercracker, pull a rocket pack out of your ass and give it to